Yo, I'm just gonna say, look. These Eagles fans, yo, I am, look, listen. I am so happy for Eagles fans right now, right? I'm so happy. I didn't have a fucking a pick in the Super Bowl. I like both teams equally. I didn't really. I mean, I don't particularly like either one of them. I mean, if I had to, maybe the Patriots just because like Spurs comparisons, and the Eagles because my friends are all Eagles fans and I want to see them win one. Let me tell you, when this and so I'm happy for them, right? Shout out Nick Foles, shout out all of them, you know, especially King Recon, especially EDP445, right? I am so happy for that dude, right? I am so happy for that dude that, you know, his team, dude. Not only like, yeah, okay. Point is, I'm happy for him, but let me tell you something. When this show fucking ends, what those Eagles fans are feeling, I'm gonna feel times like 1 fucking million, dude. Dog, I was watching this episode. Okay, look. Multi-grain tortilla chips, right? I might go through. How much shit is left in this? It's like right here, right? Dog, I might go through the whole bag. Like, look how big this shit is, right? It's pretty big. I don't know if you guys can like tell, but okay, I don't fucking know. I might go through that shit by the time, cause I'm not gonna go to fucking work tomorrow, and I got a half glass of water. Listen, this fucking episode. Oh my goodness. Listen. This might be the best rant that I ever do on this channel. No. Actually, this might be the second best just because Revival of F exists, right? Revival of F fucking exists, right? And that's a fucking shitty ass movie, right? Revival of fucking F exists. I don't even know if like I pronounced or enunciated that correctly. I don't even know if I said enunciated correctly. But this fucking episode, literally nothing good. Like, if I like, this is a. I was just about to say this is a 0 out of 10. I don't know if this is the worst episode in the entire fucking series, but I got eye aids. I got eye aids by watching this shit. Literal eye aids. The episode starts off, right, with the same reused animation, okay? Now, this isn't anything new, right? At least in Dragon Ball Z when this happened, right? Okay, so let me give you 2 examples of episodes where this happened in DBZ. Watch the 2 episodes where Trunks kills Frieza. It's the one where he kills him at the end, and then it starts off, and then when he kills Cold, right? Those 2 episodes, right? And then Goku versus Majin Vegeta. I don't remember the exact numbers, right? But those are an example of a pair of episodes, right? Or 2 pairs of episodes that reuse the same scene, at least, right? And those 2 pairs of episodes reuse the same scene. The animation was at least different, albeit it was for the worst. The second time is always for the worst. When you compare those 2 pairs of episodes, what I'm talking about, right? And let me talk about the scene that when it comes to Goku versus Majin Vegeta. It's the scene where Goku tells Vegeta to stop for like a moment after he senses like fat poos or a power level or whatever, like when he's awakened, when Gohan and the Eastern Kaioshin are there, right? With Dabura and Babidi. That's the scene I'm talking about. Okay, so that scene is reused, right? And the scene where Trunks kills Frieza, that's reused as well, right? But when it's reused in the next episode, at least the animation is different. Albeit it is for the worse the second time, right? Albeit at least it is for the worse. At least it's more. At least it is worse. The animation is at least different. Here, it's literally the same scene. If this doesn't prove that Super isn't a horribly made show, that it is a horribly produced show, then I don't know what does, right? But again, this is like a very small problem compared to like everything else this fucking episode does, right? Then we get to 17 versus Toppo, and 17's grand plan after running away from Toppo and him having like firing like Hakai energy bullets and Justice Flashlight shit at him. His grand plan is to hurl rocks, Toppo fucking rocks from a fucking mountain on top of Toppo. That's his grand master plan. That's what's gonna like defeat, maybe not defeat Toppo, but at least like hurt him or like cause like some sort of damage to him. Hurling fucking rocks on top of him, dude. And obviously, whoever wrote this episode has never watched DBZ, because these characters are people that go through entire mountains, valleys, caverns, oceans, all this shit, right? Entire planets, and come out like literally like smiling and like as though like no damage happened to them. Like they power, you know what I'm talking about? Like that scene where like they power up and like the rocks go everywhere. And granted, that is what happens with Toppo, but that's exactly the point. 17's grand plan should not be a fucking thing. How is imagine, let me go back to 2007, right? Let me tell you that there is, Android 17 comes back like 10 or 11 years later, right? 10 or 11 years later, 17 comes back to fight an opponent that is stronger than Buu, right? Many times stronger than Majin Buu. And an attack that he uses to try and hurt the said opponent, Toppo, is for him to destroy a mountain, right? So like Toppo makes like a cavern, like, or like a small little like hole, like tunnel, like in the fucking like cliff or whatever. And then the grand plan is for 17 to like topple that cliff on top of him. And maybe it's not to defeat him or anything, but it's still like a tactic that he decides to use. Right? You know what would happen? I'd slap the fucking shit out of you, right? I'd go to Japan. I'd go to Toei headquarters, right? I'd go in like fucking Metal Gear Solid 3 Naked Snake when he was infiltrating Grasnograd, right? Grasnograd, however you'd say it, right? That would be fucking me. Planting C4s and all this shit, right? Shagahal would be blown the fuck up. What the fuck kind of shit was that? I don't know who wrote this episode. I think it was Yoshitaka Toshio. Oh my god, this dude is about to... Fuck this dude. Okay, anyway. And the next criticism, I've said it before, right? But Super is complete shit for overdoing stuff, right? Once again, Vegeta... I've said it before. Vegeta overuses the Final Flash, which he does against Toppo, right? Goku overuses... Or no, Vegeta overuses the Final Flash, 17 with the barrier, the Justice Flash with Toppo. You know, the whole shebang. I've already said it, right? Then, it's funny because I'm only 6 minutes into the episode, and we're already at the mid-episode eye catch, right? Toppo's mid-episode eye catch, right? The zoom in on his eye that it did before it went to the mid-episode eye catch, that was trash, right? And it's not the first time that we've seen that. We've seen it with Jiren, we've seen it with Hit, we've seen it with Goku, with Vegeta, all these different characters, right? And granted, we've had a couple cool ones here and there, so it's not like they're all bad, but this is another example of like a really bad one, right? This was shit, right? Basically, I've condensed like the first half of this episode in like less than what, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, right? I don't know what it is, right? I think I only started talking about the episode like 2 minutes into this fucking video, right? But that's just it. 17's grand plan is to hurl rocks at Toppo. Episode starts off with like shitty or like the same reuse scene, right? Oh my god, I forgot to talk about Frieza. Frieza, for some reason, is now all fine after Toppo like fucking crushed his head and like gut punched him and all this stuff. Basically, rendered him like catatonic on the edge of the fucking ring, and now he's all fine now, and he's like, oh, you messed with me, as though he like, you know, as though he got like fucking, as though Toppo didn't stick his dick up his ass or some shit like that, right? It's fucking stupid, right? And then somehow with like this fucking like in base form with this one finger beam blows up like an attack that was supposedly defeat Android 17, which, you know, maybe I guess that's a little believable considering that Toppo says that he's not going to use Sakai energy. You can yeah, if you wanted to split hairs, you can say that he's not trying to kill him. He is creating like this energy blast that is, you know, basically that, right? But that's the thing. Toppo's already a fucking god of destruction candidate in base form. How am I supposed to believe Golden Frieza can do that shit on image training? Get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit. Fuck out of here with that shit, right? So anyway, that was it. Vegeta overusing the Final Flash again, and the mid-episode eye catch, right? So first half of this entire episode was complete garbage, right? But we get to the second half. Okay, so it's funny, right? Because we got 5 episodes left, right? And Toppo has been a character for what, like 30 episodes now, right? Episode 80, I don't know when, right? It's funny because now would be a good time to talk about Justice, right? So Vegeta has this really bad line of dialogue where he says that where he goes like, first you were talking about justice and now you're about destruction, and basically he's saying that they're opposites. First of all, you dumb motherfucker, whoever wrote this fucking episode, justice and destruction aren't opposites. For instance, Gohan killing Cell is justice despite him using a destructive attack in the Kamehameha, you know, as is every other fucking villain who gets killed. Goku and Yakan, Goku and the Genki Dama with Buu, Goku and Frieza, Trunks and Frieza, Goku and Riku, or not even, but yeah, Riku, it's not even a fucking energy attack. Elbowing someone is still being destructive, right? That these are still fucking destructive ass attacks, right? Villains that get killed. Justice and destruction can go hand in hand. you dumb motherfucker, okay? Second, justice being used as a motivator for Toppo in the tournament makes little to no sense. Not even little sense, no sense. It makes no sense. Listen, justice isn't going to determine whether you live or not, right? Whether your universe gets destroyed by Zen or not, justice doesn't fucking matter, right? The relevance that justice has in this fight, or in this entire tournament, is as much as me pulling up to Drake's abode in Toronto and fucking his bitch in front of him, and then posting that shit on xvideos.com. That's how much relevance it has, okay? Like, what the fuck? It's like me taking this empty Mountain Dew bottle, right? Code Red, limited fucking edition, right? Going over to fucking Washington, D.C., meeting Donald Trump, and pushing the shit down his fucking throat, right? And then posting that shit to xvideos.com. That's how much fucking relevance that shit has. What the fuck does justice have to do with you fighting fucking Gohan or Frieza or... Well, actually, no, Frieza because he's a villain. Fine, whatever. Gohan or Vegeta or... I don't fucking know who. Any fucking, like, fodder-ass character in this fucking tournament. Whether it's a Booney from Universe 10 or Muchirim from Universe 10 or, well, it's Gium, I think that's his name, the parrot guy from Universe 10. I don't know why I'm saying Universe 10, guys. Anyway, point is, justice does not fucking matter. Listen, if I were in the fucking Tournament of Power, and I go like fucking Super Saiyan 3 and shit, it's like me talking about like fucking, I don't know, how much I hate Capcom, right? That's the relevance this shit has, right? How much I don't like give a fuck about Capcom. How much I don't give a fuck about Resident Evil, right? I go and say like fucking Leon Kennedy's haircut looks like a fucking like bitch, basically, right? That would be me, right? That would be me. I'd be the same as Toppo. Toppo with his justice shit, me going like, Leon looks like a bitch with this haircut, and fuck Resident Evil and fuck Capcom. That'd be the same exact thing. It has little to no bearing on what the fuck is going on in the actual fucking tournament. Imagine Gohan is fighting Cell, right? Or not even Cell. Imagine, I don't know, give me an example. Give me give me Vegeta versus Kaba in the Universe 6 tournament, and Kaba starts spouting off about fucking justice. What the fuck is that? That is so awkward ass. Like, what is that? What the fuck is that? It's so awkward, random. And listen, it's not. Look. It's okay if you want to characterize Toppo as a justice-loving character, right? He can be this character that goes around the universe, all of the Universe 11, saving all these people, right? Saving all these people, he likes to help people, fine. That's his character. He can be about justice. But don't go ahead and bring that into a tournament about fucking universes trying to fight one another, and then saying that, oh, this is for justice. Motherfucker, do you... Listen, this would only be relevant if actual injustice was happening in the fucking tournament. Also, I know Vermaud said in the last episode that Toppo trained to achieve whatever he is now. This apparently, like, he's a god destruction now, right? But now, dog, I can't even like. Okay. Let me start over again. So Vermaud has said in the last episode that Toppo trained, whether it was Margarita or with him, I don't know, right? He trained to achieve whatever he is now, this god destruction state, right? But now that we're talking about, now they are what's the word? Now they are talking about how Toppo is like throwing away justice, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know what the fuck that means. Throwing away justice? What the fuck? I understand in the respect of like One Piece, right? I can understand if someone like Kuzan, like an admiral like Kuzan threw away justice, right? I can understand what like that meant. Like he became a lot more like ruthless, like Akainu / Sakazuki. I could understand that, right? I understand like what justice means in that context. But then that's the problem here. What the fuck does this mean? You threw away justice? That made you a god destructor? What the fuck? I understand the training, fine. I mean, it's so... Actually, no, it might not be bullshit considering he was already a god destruction candidate, but what the fuck? You threw away justice? You threw away justice, and that means you're god destruction? Whatever the fuck that means, that made him unlock this form. What the fuck is that? So Goku and Vegeta, who've been training with Whis for months, right? For months on end, at least a year on end, right? Can unlock this fucking god destruction state by throwing away justice? It's fucking retarded. It's so stupid. Listen, Goku telling Frieza before he fights him on Namek that he's gonna beat him for the... Let me take water. Goku telling Frieza before he fights him on Namek that he's gonna beat him for the Namekians, right? That's justice. Toppo spouting justice shit in this arc is fucking stupid because there is no fucking injustice, no unjust ass in this fucking tournament. No one is being killed indiscriminately. No one is being prejudiced against indiscriminately. No one is being enslaved against their will indiscriminately. I can't even talk right. That's what injustice is. That's what injustice is. I'm being like Aris now and saying injustice, but where's any of that shit happening in this fucking tournament? Zeno is doing it because of natural order, saying like, oh, there's too many universes, overpopulation. Okay, I get it. And childish whims, fine. That's Toriyama writing for you. Having the most powerful motherfucker in the world be a child, right? And be like this non-serious dude, okay? That's fucking Toriyama 101 writing, right? I get it, right? But Toppo saying all this justice shit is like Piccolo saying, I fucked your sister over and over again. It's a phrase and topic and theme, whatever you want to call it, that is used in a horrible ass way to characterize him. It's superficial, pretentious, complex bullshit that Toei's writers put into an episode because they think that putting a half-assed effort into a complex, mature theme and putting that shit in is a good way, right, into a children's Saturday or Sunday morning cartoon, whatever it is, right? It's a good way to make kids and all of Dragon Ball fans around the globe watching, right? It's a good way to make them think that this fucking shit show has subtle and good writing behind this, just because of that. It's garbage, and that gets to the end. It gets right to the point with Toppo. Justice can be a motivating factor for him to like fight villains, yes, and fight to fight like to just like fight in general, or just be a warrior in general outside of the tournament, right? But for him to be like spouting justice in a fight against other universes? What the fuck did they do? Where is the injustice in this? Him casting it aside is like me fighting in this fucking tournament and throwing away my clothes and fighting butt-ass naked with my big-ass dick out saying, I cast meaningless shit away and it makes me stronger. Not calling it meaningless in terms of it being something that he shouldn't have even been brought up to. You know, that's the thing. It's something that shouldn't have even been brought up. That's the inherent problem with this shit. But that's not even the worst part of this. That's not even the worst part of this fucking thing. All of this now leads to fucking character oh my god, I'm about to go Angry Joe. Fucking character derailment with Vegeta. About how he hasn't cast away anything and how he hasn't cast aside pride. How he hasn't cast aside his pride. So let's go into like why this is bullshit. Oh my god, I don't even know, like, clearly whoever wrote this episode has not watched the series, right? Or at least doesn't understand what the fuck he or she is writing. Okay, before I get into that though, quick like 5-second thing. Toppo saying Universe 7 be gone despite him throwing his attack only at Vegeta. Yeah, that was trash too, right? I'm talking about the scene where like Vegeta was pushed against the cliff and he's like thinking about his family and his promise to Kaba, and the promise to Kaba is so goddamn forced and over emotional and over dramatic, and it's just that forced. It's forced bullshit, right? Anyway, one. This line about how Vegeta says he hasn't cast anything away and how he hasn't cast out his pride, that's bullshit because one, he did cast away everything when he first went and turned Majin, right? He literally told Goku when he fought him as a fucking Majin, right? That he wanted to get rid of his love for Earth and his fam because it made him soft, right? And then Goku, when he was fighting him as a Super Saiyan 2, calls him out on that bullshit, right? Second, the entire Buu arc's finale is about him learning to subvert and throw away his pride for other people, like the people of Earth and his fam. He does just this in the fucking Battle of Gods arc as well, when he dances for Beerus in the movie. Obviously, Super changes so that Vegeta cooks instead, but the theme and the point still stand because Vegeta is legitimately making himself and deliberately making himself look like an ass just so that Beerus doesn't destroy the fucking planet. If that isn't being like throwing away your pride, then I don't know what the fuck is. Clearly, whoever wrote this episode does not fucking understand that. Yes, he does crush the Potara on his own will against Buu twice. Once when he's inside Buu, no homo, and then once against Kid Buu, right? He crushes the Potara twice, and he goes like, yeah, it's in our same pride, whatever, right? But That just indicates that he liked to fight by himself first, like Goku, right? Like how Goku does against Kid Buu, and then when necessary, get rid of that to kill someone if they endanger the fucking planet and people he cares about. Like he did with the Genki Dama and Buu. That's why his line against Toppo immediately after, where he goes like, "You can't protect your pride." You know, that's fine. That's a fine line of dialogue. Him punching through the Hakai energy made some people mad. I don't think that's a problem, considering Goku and Frieza dealt with it similarly in the anime-only Universe 9 assassin stuff. So I don't really think that's a problem. That aside, the destruction energy shit is like fucking retarded, right? It's retarded. Let me take water. It's retarded to begin with, right? Because there's no difference between destruction energy and a regular-ass ki attack. Ki attacks, in general, to begin with, already destroy shit, whether it's a fucking Kamehameha, or a Gallic Gun, or a Big Bang Attack, or a Final Flash, or a Kikoho, or a Makanko Sappo, or a Kienzan, whatever the fuck it is, it can destroy. It's a destructive fucking attack. So this purple-black energy thing it's fucking stupid. Because, literally, there's no difference between it and every other single ki attack, or I would say 95% of every other single ki attack in the fucking series. What's the difference between Frieza's Death Ball and a fucking the Hakai attack or energy destruction attack? Literally nothing. But back to what I was saying about Vegeta crushing the Potara. Yes, Vegeta can crush the Potara on his own will. Yes, that indicates that he has pride, but that pride is in relation to him being able to fight, wanting to fight on his own, not necessarily being able or being able to win on his own, but wanting to fight on his own, right? Like Goku. But the point is, when that didn't work, you know what Goku and Vegeta did? They got together, they made a plan to fucking kill Buu with the Genki Dama, threw away their personal difference, or not their personal differences. Well, in Vegeta's case, he did with the whole speech, but they threw away their selfish desire to fight alone, work to fucking together, stall for time, make a big-ass enough Genki Dama, and then hurl that shit at Buu. That's the fucking point. That's literally... I can't explain it like any, clearer. How he hasn't cast away anything and how he hasn't cast aside his pride. Like, how this complete bullshit. It's contradictory. And you can't call yourself a Vegeta fan, right? You can't call yourself a fucking Vegeta fan if you disagree with what I just said. Because that's literally what develops Vegeta as a character. For the most part. Besides, yeah, that. Him loving, which leads to him loving his family. That's how he develops. That's the only way which he develops. Which is fine. Which is why I like him. It's the Buu arc that makes me like Vegeta. And I want to talk about the fandom when it comes to this. Oh, Lord. This is what... We're about to go into, Brain AIDS territory. I was on fucking Twitter, right? And this is exactly the reason why I don't mess with Twitter, Dragon Ball Twitter fandom and Dragon Ball YouTube fandom, right? It's the reason why I don't, mess with, 95% of the fandom in general, right? Because these guys are idiots and dumb motherfuckers. They were calling this shit fucking character development. I get HIV plus AIDS times Kaioken times 20, that variation, every time I see a retarded, specifically Dragon Ball fan, talk about character development. Because they clearly have no idea what it means, right? This whole thing with Vegeta in this episode is not character development because Vegeta learns nothing new and his behavior doesn't change because of anything in this fucking garbage ass episode. Listen, character development is when a character learns something new. His or her behavior changes or he or she is being characterized in various different ways. This, with Vegeta telling Toppo, I didn't cast away my side, is none of that. It's none of that. It's two things. One, it's reinforcing what we already knew about Vegeta. He cares about his family since the Majin Buu arc. Or actually, rather since, he fought Cell, or he tried to attack Cell after Trunks was killed, right? That's one thing. The second thing, which is, ironically, it's also character derailment because of how he says he hasn't cast aside his pride when he has done exactly just that. For instance, Goku in the Namek arc develops when he thinks that he has killed Frieza as a Super Saiyan, right? After struggling with the morality of doing such a thing against Raditz, against, against Vegeta, against Butter and Jeez, right? And so after he thinks he has killed Frieza on Namek, right? This helps him be able to help Gohan kill Cell, and he himself to kill Yakan and Buu later, right? He has no problem doing this or helping to do this, right? In the case of Cell. However, it's not him killing / helping to kill those three, which are moments that are considered character development. It's the moment specifically with Frieza. It was the moment with Frieza where he thinks he has killed him that has changed his character. That's the moment. Piccolo saving Gohan in the Saiyan arc is character development because that reveals that he cares about Gohan. That moment when he dies against Nappa, that is character development. But him saving Gohan in Super against Frieza, when Frieza kills Piccolo in the Revival of F arc, that's not character development. That's just character reinforcement. That's literally all it is. It's just fucking reinforcement. And that's not the same as characterization, which in some cases isn't necessarily the same as character development. It's not fucking character development. That's not what it means. That's not what it is. So yeah, fuck the fan base. They're idiots. And fuck anyone. Fuck this show. Fuck this show. This show has made me realize like whose opinions matter, at least to me personally. And it just goes to the fact that people are like praising Super and being like, oh my god, I can't believe Super is ending in 5 episodes and all. Like, listen, listen. I don't take much pleasure in like. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I like seeing like people getting trolled online and like all this shit, right? I am going to take so much pleasure, right, in people's liking Super, and them just seeing like, oh my god, what am I gonna do when Super doesn't come back? I'm going to take so much pleasure in that. Shamelessly I will, because this is a shit show. It's not about opinions. I can literally edit out a part in an episode or a thing in the original manga, compare it side by side in Microsoft Windows Paint, right? Compare those two shit and take something from Super and do that, and then show you why that shit is a fucking plot hole, inconsistency, contradictory thing, whatever it is. It fucking sucks. Cock, not C-O-C-K, C-A-W-K, my cock, right? It's bullshit. Bullshit garbage. I am going to be like the fucking Joker, like EDP 4445, right? Everyone makes a joke, like his life is complete shit, right? Lives with his dad, is a virgin, his mom unfortunately passed away, works a pretty shit job. But his Eagles, the thing that people go to YouTube for, know him for, they won a fucking Super Bowl a couple hours ago, right? This is going to be like that. When Super ends, it's going to be it's exactly like everyone says Eagles fans are shitty fans, right? And personally to me, I've never really met a shitty Eagles fan. Granted, I'm not the biggest NFL fan, right? I mean, I like it in some respect, but I'm not into it as much as I am basketball or the NBA, right? Or college basketball. And so I've never really met a shitty Eagles fan, but that's what the general consensus is, right? And that just reminds me of Super. Super's fans, for the most part, are shitty. I mean, yeah, there's some people, and again, I don't hate all of Super, obviously, right? I've said before, Beerus and Whis are excellent additions to the cast and all this shit, right? I said that before, right? But I see the way that people try to justify Super's writing shortcomings specifically. My god, man. This is gonna be fucking Joker. I like to watch the world burn. It's gonna be on that shit. Actually, it's not even gonna be like that, right? Because Super just fucking sucks. This is gonna be I don't know, the Heat and Golden State, people, teams that fans hated, and now they're winning like fucking championships and shit. That's gonna be like me, right? I'm just gonna be like, motherfuckers, you can't enjoy Super anymore. I'm gonna be so happy. Anyway, we're not done like ripping this fucking episode to shreds. This garbage ass homage to fucking Vegeta's suicidal attack that he used against Boo. Why is Vegeta using a fucking suicidal attack against Toppo? Why? Just why? It's so random. The awkward placement of Vegeta using this against Toppo. He might as well have done it against fucking Frost, right? He might as well have, right? Actually, no. I guess that's not true, considering like Toppo's like league stronger. But you know what I mean? Like why didn't Vegeta? Okay, why didn't Vegeta use this against Jiren, right? And for Jiren wrecked him. Remember that shit? Why didn't he do it then? And that's minus the obvious answer, like, I'm talking about, like, in-universe reasons, not, like, external, not external reasons, like, oh, the writers have to drag it out as much as possible, or, you know, a Super's writer, like, the cohesive narrative between Super is, like, trash because there's many different writers and all this shit, right? I'm not talking about those reasons. I'm talking about, like, an in-universe reason on why Vegeta did not do this sooner. The placement is just so fucking awkward. And there's no reason for him to use a fucking suicidal attack against Toppo? Dude, you're needed against Jiren after unlocking a fucking Super Saiyan Royal Bluer form. And this isn't the kind of situation that warrants a fucking kamikaze attack, you dumb bitch. And it's such a shitty homage, too. Just compare the scene where Vegeta dies against Boo to this. It's enough to make me want to, like, fucking, like, kill someone. Like, go to, like, the White House or something. You know what I mean? It lacks any sort of emotional resonance with the audience. And they copied it right down to Piccolo and Krillin being the ones to have lines of dialogue on it. Can you get any more fucking soulless? You know, this is Dragon Ball fucking, like, super soulless. Like, that's what this shit is. It's this shitty homage after shitty homage after shitty homage after shitty homage. That's all it fucking is. At least lately, that's all it's been. Last, like, fucking 30, 40, I don't even know. 20 episodes. I don't know. Jesus Christ. And the explanation for why Vegeta survived makes no sense either. Whoever wrote this episode needs to be, like, fired ASAP. Like, I sincerely hope, like, oh my god. Dude. I know the anime industry is, like, it fucking, like, sucks cock to work in the anime industry, right? But, Lord Almighty, whoever wrote this episode, never work on a Dragon Ball episode again. This... I can't wait to rewatch GT and just, like, compare the two, because... The explanation for why Vegeta survived this makes no sense, right? Because the explanation is that Vegeta got much stronger and has trained since Boo, right? Which that is sensible, right? And he survived because of that. Oh my god. Listen, okay, whoever wrote this episode, I am going to pray to RNJesus, right? I'm going to pray to Christ, I'm going to pray to Allah, I'm going to pray to Ganesh, I'm going to pray to RNJesus. I'm going to pray to fucking Thor if I have to, right? That you watch this episode, right? I should have been praying to, like, all these gods for, like, 50 episodes. Not just these writers, but Toriyama himself, right? Look, the reason your explanation sucks is because the attack in itself got stronger too, right? It's an attack where you... Okay, let me explain what this attack is, right? Like what Vegeta did against Boo. It's an attack where you expel all your ki and you die as a result, right? Vegeta having a stronger body now does not make this okay. For instance, in Dragon Ball GT, when Super Saiyan 4 Goku hugged Omega Shenron, he tried to use the same attack that Vegeta did, right, against Boo. Now, why was this sensible? Because Goku was planning to die. And like Vegeta, he had trained since then, right? but he was going to die as a result anyway because he was expelling all his ki in this big ass fucking explosion, right? So Vegeta having a stronger body now doesn't make this okay because the attack in itself also got fucking stronger because Vegeta trained since then and he's expelling way more fucking ki since when he fought fucking Boo, you dumb motherfucker! What the fuck is wrong with you? Listen, if Vegeta had used this attack and expelled the same amount of ki, right, that the same amount of energy that he did when he had fought against Boo, then yes, it would be believable. It would be believable in that sense. Maybe not considering that this is an attack that is supposed to kill you because you expel all your ki, but at least it would be like an attack where like what Piccolo did, right, during the 23rd World Tournament, where he like did like this area of effect like thing, right, like this area of effect like fucking like a arena explosion. Remember that? Remember that shit? Something like that, right? It would be an attack like that. Controlling your energy and doing a similar attack like that, right, would be okay. Whoever wrote this episode, you clearly have no fucking idea what the fuck you're writing. You have no idea how this attack works. You're literally retarded. Don't expel yourself from the fandom. Fire yourself. Go home. Take all 42 volumes of the Dragon Ball manga. Line them up, right? Strip down naked. Start praying like this, right? Start praying like this, like, oh, I'm very sorry. Oh shit, okay, I shouldn't say that, but I'm very sorry, right? Start doing this. Like, beg for forgiveness, right? And then once you come to the realization that forgiveness will never come to you, fucking kill yourself. Hang yourself. That's a joke, but as Ares would say, you are a reptilian bitch. Reptilian stoner bitch. It's amazing like how much I like Dragon Ball and just how passionate I can get just like talking about this shit. But this is just, this literally might be the worst fucking episode in all of Dragon. It might not be the worst arc, but at least as far as like the worst episode goes, this just might be it. So anyway, Vegeta eliminates Toppo as a result, right? But let's also talk about Toppo. Oh my god, Toppo, he sucks. He sucks cock. From being characterized as this one-note retarded justice character, right, to now being eliminated without himself eliminating anyone? Toppo didn't eliminate anyone? Not one dude? Not one person. This dude, who is touted as the second strongest, right, on the main rival team, a God of Destruction fucking candidate, did not eliminate one single character in the entire tournament. You can't make this shit up. He's useless. And it pains me to say that because Toppo's design, at least, I thought was actually relatively good. Relatively, like, yeah, this is what, like, a post-Boo alien, someone who is stronger than, you know, someone, I can believe that there is an alien who is super strong, who looks pretty, like, good. I mean, it's not the most extravagantly designed character out there, but at least he looks a lot better than, like, 90% of, like, the other character, the new characters in this fucking series. And, you know, it was dumb for me to expect anything more from Toppo besides the whole justice thing. Considering, like where Toei is as a company now, but it's just sad. It's, like, this character could have been, like, I just think about, like, Toppo as a character. If he was a character who's, and I'm not gonna, like, go into details about, like, the situation or whatever, but imagine, like, back when it was airing during Toonami, right? Or maybe not even Toonami, like say 1994 or 5, like when Dragon Ball Z ended, right? The anime ended, right? Or no, the manga ended in 94, 95, and then in 95, right? I don't remember when the Z anime ended, but think back to, like, if Toppo was a character back then, I fucking guarantee you he would have been 10 times better than what he is now in Super. He would have been 100 times better than what he is now Super. What he is now in Super. Just justice? Justice. That's a Toriyama trait to you. Justice. Justice. That's a Toriyama trait for a character who's supposedly like way stronger than Buu. Who is supposed to challenge Goku. He's just gonna talk about justice here and there. And you know, maybe that actually could work if you went into like the government. Can you? I'm like stuttering and shit. I could believe that if you went into like what One Piece is doing with like the world government and like the different various views on justice, like what they were doing with the world government in One Piece, right? Sakazuki and Kuzan and Borsalino and Isho, all the admirals, vice admirals, whoever, all the marines, like what's justice and what isn't, Doflamingo, right? All that shit. Then I can understand that, right? You don't have to make Toppo villain, make him just like this arc antagonist, right? I would be okay behind that, but evidently we didn't get any of that shit in this fucking arc. I just can't believe it. A God of Destruction candidate character didn't eliminate not one fucking character. Not one fucking character. You can't make that shit up. He's useless. And of course, you know, the power scaling is all whack now, since apparently Super Saiyan Blue or Vegeta, right? He's supposed to be on par with Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10 or 20 Goku, right? Someone who Toppo tied with after fighting Universe 9 in that invitational match. Remember that? And now Super Saiyan Blue or Vegeta can beat God of Destruction Toppo, who trained since then. And neither Vegeta nor Goku have trained since. At least I'm pretty sure they haven't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they haven't. Because Goku and Vegeta were like, or Goku at least was recruiting Gohan too. So there was no training. They had like little like 5-minute skirmishes and got like fucking like 20 times like Zenkai power boost from that shit. Incredible God tier writing. Or sensible writing within the confines of Dragon Ball. Shut the fuck up. I mean, if you truly believe that, then shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Don't talk to me. Don't even comment in the fucking comment section. Just remove yourself from the fandom. Kill yourself. No more Gene Pool. I can't believe I'm saying like suicidal shit in this, but god damn. It just makes me so fucking like irritated. You know? It makes me so irritated. Shirtless Vegeta looks whack. I'm not sure why. I don't know why. Like shirtless Vegeta looked better when he just like had like the spandex shorts, right? But he has like this fucking like skin tight like jumpsuit on. I don't know. It doesn't look good on him. Doesn't look good on him. But what I did notice is that Vegeta actually lost like his gloves for the first time, and he's fighting without them for the first time. I feel so. Yeah, there you go. I guess something new. Whatever. It's neither good nor bad. I think he kind of looks weird without his gloves, honestly. But yeah. And this is the last thing. Jiren is now acting like a dick for some goddamn reason. He calls Toppo pathetic when he apparently like that's his comrade, and then Goku all of a sudden reverts to base after one kick. What the fuck? For some goddamn reason, you know, like just talk about shitty and random ass characterization. And yeah, that's pretty much the episode, I guess. That's pretty much the episode. In the preview, Vegeta is back to yeah. So apparently, like Vegeta used his suicidal attack against Toppo. He says that he used, and Piccolo says, or I don't know, Beerus or who was it? Beerus, Elder Kaishin, someone I don't know, said that Vegeta used all of his energy and he lost to sorry. He used up all of his energy when defeating Toppo with his final explosion attack, as it's called in Budokai 3, and per like with Goku. Right? In the preview, he's now back to Super Saiyan Bluer, right? Somehow he goes back to Super Saiyan Bluer. Fuck this shitty ass show. Fuck this show. Seriously, fuck this show. I seriously cannot wait for this fucking garbage ass show to end. It's incredible, man. I'm just so like disappointed, man. Like now, like yeah, I'm happy Super's ending because it's not gonna like stain the legacy of Dragon Ball anymore, right? And obviously, and if you have a brain, you can see like why it's doing that, right? But on the other hand, right, it's just like I didn't want Super to achieve this, you know. The reason I came onto YouTube, right, for the most part, was to make Dragon Ball video, or not just Dragon Ball videos, to talk about videos, things that I loved and that I cared about immensely, right? These are hobbies that I've had with me since I was a kid, and I like to tell people, right, or to inform people and to educate people about like what a character, you know, like say like especially in the case of Dragon Ball, when you know everyone says like, oh, the Japanese sub is so shitty, grandma ass Goku, right, and all this stuff, and then I make videos like how Goku is developed as a character. I make videos on why Vegeta is not a tragic character. I make videos on where like Dragon Ball has legitimately good ass writing in the manga about how all these stereotypes, like, oh, it's all yelling and all power-ups and all muscles and screaming for 5 minutes, all that bullshit. I vehemently, at least within the anime community I was a part of back then, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it is, I vehemently made videos destroying those myths. Like that, I have that playlist of mine, destroying myths about Dragon Ball. You know, because I'm tired of seeing those falsehoods about Dragon Ball being spread around. And it just sucks that, especially with now, like, Super being, like, the new hot thing in, and people saying, like, oh, the stuff that's happening in Super happened in Z also, when clearly they don't understand context, right? And it just sucks that I have to, like, you know, it just sucks that, 50 years from now, or 100 years from now, or whatever it is, right? Dragon Ball's, like, I know, like, it's not going to be looked upon well. At least if you're, like, a super fan like I am. And I don't know, man, it's just, I said it before, like, since 2014, 2015, things I've liked have been getting shitted on forever, right? And you know, there have been some good moments in terms of my fandom since then. Like, there was a great Zelda game, there was a great Mario game, there's Yakuza 0 was like arguably the best Yakuza game ever made, and that came out in 2015. And you know, like, video game stuff, and you know, and in terms of manga, One Piece, like with Zoe, and you know, Pedro, and like, there have been good things, but it just, for the most part, it just really makes me sad to see shit like this being made, right? People agreeing, and I'm not crazy, because it's not only me. It's not only about, like, you subs, right? Or even if you're not a sub, whoever's watching, right? It's about, like, Anime Aj has said, like, the writing and the power scaling makes no sense in the show. He said that before, right? Herms has questioned it. Root beer, pizza. All these people in Kanzenshu who I can trust, right? For the most part, have, like, criticized it, and maybe not to the extent that I have. Maybe they can let some things slide here and there. Fine, you know, that's their prerogative, right? I think that's the word. That's their prerogative. But it just makes me sad, because now I don't even go on the Kanzenshu forums anymore. I've muted and unfollowed people who I follow with Kanzenshu. You know, like, we agreed, like, so much on, like, what the original Dragon Ball manga was about, or, like, what this character was about, or what this arc was about, all this shit, right? And, like, the writing moments, or whatever it is, and now I can't even go on there. I mean, I go there, like, once in a blue moon, right? Like, I was doing, like, talking about Dragon Ball Fighters, if each character in Dragon Ball Fighters has, like, 12 different, like, colors and costumes and ultimate costumes. And the O2 color specifically is an homage, or like a reference to something in the series, right? So in the case of Goku Black, for example, his O2 color is the same color scheme. It's the same colors as Future Trunks' clothes in his Super arc, right? Or Kid Buu, for example, his O2 color is the same color scheme as GT Oob, right? Or Vegeta, it's the colors from his first appearance in the anime, right? and I was compiling that list, and that was I went to Kanzenshi to post that in the video games sub forum, you know, just because I felt like it would be like important, fun, trivial information to give them, to let people know about. And I still haven't figured out hits, by the way. So if anyone has fighters and can look at a hits O2 color and can figure out where that came from, that would be amazing, because I can't figure it out for the life of me. I just can't figure that shit out. I don't know where the fuck that shit comes from. I seriously don't. I seriously don't. Really. I really don't. And I would like some help on that. But, you know, yeah, it just got me thinking now. It took me that much, right, to go to Kanzenshi forums, the great haven of Dragon Ball information, and now just to see the forums, like, terrible posts, terrible topics, terrible opinions, in my opinion. It really just makes me sad. And, you know, Kaboom Crusader has agreed with me. Super is basically trash. So, you know, I know I'm not crazy, like, when I criticize it the way that I do, because people whose opinions I've trusted, like SS Helio on GameFAQs, even though me and him disagree on, like, some things, and he's probably never going to watch this video, but, you know, like, even he knows Super is trash, and it's just like, you know, I was on the Fighters GameFAQs thread, and someone was telling me that Vegeta's like his post-boo self, and it's just funny because everyone and their mother knows on Twitter that he's actually his Android Zark self. Fuck Kakarot, I'm #1. I don't need your help. All this bullshit. It's just like, man. But yeah, this is the state of depression. But on March 25th, I will be free of that. I will be smoking a victory cigar. I'll get my dick sucked or something. I'll be like, yes, Dragon Ball Super is finally over. And then there will be a 9-month painful long wait for the shitty-ass Saiyan Army, or Saiyan Origin movie. And we know that's going to be shit for sure. And then whatever else happens. We'll just have to... It's the case of being a punished fan of Dragon Ball post-2013. That's basically what it is. And yeah, that's my 52-minute and it's about to be 30 seconds. 52-minute and 30-second rant. Right there. Thank you guys for watching. That was probably one for the ages, I feel. And probably not as good as my 3-hour revival of F1, but yeah, fuck this show. Fuck this show. Yeah, 5 more episodes left. I know, yeah, but before I go, and yeah, people have been asking what am I going to do after Super ends. So we have the Saiyan Origin movie, we still have the manga, so I'll be doing that. But you know, a lot of those like videos that I that I wanted to do like 3 years ago, they're still like I still have like scripts for them on my notepad, so I'll probably knock that out. You know, I did the Hiei and Kurama character analyses like a couple of weeks ago, so I plan to put more of those out, at least for like Kenshiro and, you know, other characters. So yeah. Anyway, now for me to go beat my dick off once I'm eating. Yeah. Shout out King Recon, man. I know that dude's like really happy with like the Eagles winning. Shout out him, man. You know, I'm a Spurs fan, so I never really learned what it was to like win your first ring, right? I'll probably never happened with me, but yeah, man. Shout out King Recon. Shout out Eagles fans all over the world. That was a good ass game, actually. That was a really good ass game. I still kind of feel like some of the official calls were a little iffy, but considering like it's the Patriots, who gives a fuck? And again, to Tom Brady, that dude is. That dude's a fucking, like, he's a fucking beast, man. Like, he's the GOAT. Honestly, like, I probably have never seen, like, a better football player in my life. I mean, Peyton Manning's up there, Ray Lewis is up there. My personal favorite player is LaDainian Tomlinson. I love that dude, but, Yeah, man. Shout out Eagles fans, man. Now let's get ready for like the real shit, the NBA playoffs. That's good. Oh shit, it's actually gonna happen in like 2 months. God damn. Yeah. Anyway, fuck Dragon Ball Super. Woo!